The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration reports automobile accidents are the leading cause of death among young Americans. And yet, driving has never been safer in the U.S., says Bella Dinzar, the North American director of the nonprofit group Make Roads Safe.
Over the past 50 years, because of things in 3 different areas, road infrastructure, improvements in vehicles, and then also changes in behavior of the people, have really reduced the number of crash deaths on the United States roads.
Research shows driver behavior is the primary cause of most car accidents. This includes speeding, driving under the influence of drugs or alcohol, and driver distractions. The NHTSA says driver distractions such as talking on cell phones and text messaging are among the greatest distractions. Dinzar says driver distraction is a global problem.
They're actually physically blind to change for a split second, which, as you know, when you're driving, a split second is all you need to be in a crash. So I think that's going to be one of the challenges for the more developed countries, as well as the developing countries.
According to the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, many industrialized countries, including Britain, Germany, and Japan, have fewer fatalities per capita than the U.S. Many safety experts say America's car culture is partly to blame. Mantil Williams is with the American Public Transportation Association.
Well, historically, before 1950, actually public transportation was actually quite extensive. But once the invention of the automobile, and also once we passed the National Transportation Highway Act, you had a number of organizations, particularly car companies, actually lobby to limit public transportation to a point to where they were actually pulling up some of the rail cars and tracks in cities. So what we had America think in terms of building their communities in terms of only one way of traveling around.
But Williams has found that Americans generally support mass transit.
About 90% of the bond referendums that would increase local taxes for public transportation, they won by a resounding margin. So people are even willing to tax themselves in order to have better access to public transportation.
With gas prices rising, many transportation experts believe more Americans will embrace public transportation in the future. They believe this will leave fewer cars on the road, making the roads safer for everyone. For producer Tetiana Koprowicz, Jim Burtell, VOA News.